this somehow. All right, pause, share. There's a place to record this too. All right, got it. This somehow. And then, all right, pause, share. There's a place to record this too. So I don't like that it does that. All right. Okay. That's recording. One last thing I got to do here, I think. And your screen sharing is paused. Start video. How do I want to blur my backgrounds? I don't need to do that. But I know there's a way to record this. It's already actually a recording on YouTube, so we should be good. All right, gang. Hey, happy Tuesday morning, 9 a.m. We got the lovely Miss Rachel Chisenhall with us, licensed life. I like this. I like to think that the L stands for life, not just licensed. Licensed life, marriage, family therapist.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I like it. Yeah, it's a good spin on it.
More than just marriage and families, it's about life. And so she's got 2 degrees, a master's in science and therapy license, which is pretty awesome. And tell us a little bit about yourself, Rachel.
Hi, Mike. Yeah, I like the added life part. I actually rarely even work with families. That's just license.
LLFMT, I think.
I think so. We should write to the state of California and give them our idea.
Do it.
Yeah. That's just the license California therapists get. It's called a marriage family therapy license. Yeah, but mostly I actually work with individuals and I do a lot of coaching now as well. Life coaching, we could call it, or business coaching too. And I have a practice in Folsom. What else? That's probably the main stuff.
Right. How long have you been doing this now?
It will be my 14th. Yeah, my 14th year.
Awesome. Awesome. And you're going to be, you don't have this set up yet, but I'm putting a little bit of pressure on you because I want to see this happen sooner than later. You're going to be doing like a small subscription type therapy session each week called the Empower Hour. Is that right?
Yeah, that is right. So hopefully I'll have my podcast, the Empower Hour with Rach, ready to go by this summer. And then there'll be little things on the podcast too that are part of the subscription, like 15, 20-minute master classes. And then also, I think we're going to figure out where anybody who also is a part of Signature Signings gets a discount to that monthly.
I was just going to say, can we get the homie hookup with that?
Yes, you definitely can get the hookup.
Awesome. We haven't negotiated those terms yet. That's literally just now coming to fruition. So we'll talk about that off screen when we have a chance and see if we can get you guys in on Rachel's weekly Empower Hour. Yeah. But great. Well, welcome to have you. We do this every week, our 9 a.m. Zoom training where we talk about all kinds of different things. We've got Robin Woods with Gold Financial. He'll be joining the podcast later. Excuse me, giving us a little market update of what's going on in the market. And today I'm going to be going over some exciting stuff. I don't want to give it away just yet, but I don't want to take up all of Rachel's time with what we're going to be going over today. So Rachel has, I think, 5, 10, 15 minutes, however long you think you need to talk to us about your topic. Like I said, in all my meetings before, mindset is everything, which is why we have Rachel here to kind of help us, give us some tools and resources to keep our mindset in the right direction, not just for our business, but for life in general, because we can't have a happy business if we don't have a happy life. So take it away, Rachel.
Yeah, I think that is very true. There's tons of research that actually says that in order to really kind of create a business that you love, that the quality of our relationships and mental health have to be also really up there as a priority. So one thing that I have the last few years recently really tried to kind of walk my talk myself is what my daily habits are and my morning routine. And if you read any books like The Power of Habits or there's just any Mel Robbins book, business, any of those big business leader books, Tony Robbins, they're going to talk about how you start your mornings is everything. And I'm also going to share some of the personal things that I struggle with this, because I'm sure if I struggle with them, other people do. Like, for example, half the time I'm a single mom. So I have to get my first grader up and ready for school in the morning too. So sometimes my mornings are different, and I've had to just accept that and be okay instead of letting it be something I feel bad about. Right? If any of you have young children at home, they don't get themselves ready for school. And in fact, you have to say, let's go about 25 times. If I say it's time to go under 25 times, it's a really good morning.
That sounds
Um,
terrible.
yeah, right. So, I mean, sometimes it's like that when you have to get a husband out the door too. But anyways, most of the time the moms are the ones really getting that going. And anybody on the call too, feel free to like jump in anytime and ask me any questions or
Please.
join me.
Please, we got Lisa and Perry here as well. Welcome, guys.
Hi, guys. So one thing that I have learned a lot, and I really, really recommend this for clients, especially if they tend to go towards the ADHD or anxious side, is like the power of 10 minutes in the morning of meditating. And I was a therapist for a long time. I like the science of my job. I don't tend to get really hippie with therapy. And I used to think meditation sounded so yoga hippie-ish. Like I never really bought into how incredible it was or how life-changing it can be. I'm not a person, because I do tend to go towards more of the anxious side. Like my mind runs really, really quickly and I can think of 25 things at once. Um, I can only do guided meditation. Like if you asked me to sit there quietly, I would just tell 10 stories in my head. So on YouTube, they have tons and tons of really great ones, and you can just type in any theme you want. Like you could put abundance meditation, you could put money mindset meditation, you can put love meditation, miracle meditation, and there's tons that are just 10 or 15 minutes. Most research shows people stop listening after 15 minutes to anybody, unless they're also talking back in the discussion. So I think it's a good enough amount of time. And if you do it consistently, what I have found personally is when I am doing the things that are good for me and lower my anxiety, is I can focus so much better during the day. Less things irritate me. I have more patience. All the things that I know my anxiety can kind of take away from my strengths, I get them back. And I think one important part of this is just to know yourself really well and see yourself, again, no shame, no guilt. We all have our things to work on.
Right.
Right. My anxiety is also a strength in a lot of ways, because I have pretty high functioning anxiety, which means I tend to overdo it. I tend to add a lot to my plate. I tend to overcommit. I have a lot of energy. I'll spread myself really thin with a lot of people. And because I know that about myself, that means it's even more important for me to get quiet. And so getting quiet is super important.
Wherever, I don't know. Wherever you tell me to go. Whatever one you tell me to use.
You have a jazz.
I don't know how to mute these people.
Oh, I think, Jasmine, we can hear you.
Oh,
Do you want us to hear you?
There, I got it muted. I
Okay.
figured it out.
So again, I think first thing in the morning is the best. There's tons of times I don't get it to it first thing in the morning. Sometimes my 7-year-old wakes up earlier than I want her to. Sometimes, the dogs need to be let out right away. Whatever it is, it's okay. It's really doing your best, right? Consistency is not 100%. Consistency is, honestly, research says 85 to 90% makes all the difference. We get 10% off the hook. That includes quality of our relationships. They say happy relationships are happy 85 to 90%, not 100, right? There's no such thing really as 100%.
No.
So that can't be the goal. And it also can't be an excuse to go into the all or nothing thinking, which I call it, where, okay, well, if I didn't do everything I said I was going to do perfectly, I'm just going to do nothing the next day. That's how we stay stuck back and forth in that forever, and we don't move forward with anything. So the meditation stuff is super important. I can send a link to Mike if he wants to post it, but there's 3 or 4 people on YouTube that when I'm doing my makeup or in the car getting ready, I love to listen to, again, just 10 or 15 minutes of their videos. if you're into manifestation mindsets and things like that, I can send the ones that I really like, but I find them to be incredibly motivating.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I can put them up on our resources page of signaturesignings.com for all of our signing agents to get to all in one place.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, and the links will make it really easy. I save them in my notes section, so I don't even have to think about it. I know which ones I like, and I just click on the links from YouTube. And while I get ready, I listen to them in the morning, and they just tend to really remind me what I already know and believe. But
Right.
that's the power of daily things, is we need people and we need experiences and habits that remind us what we already know and believe. I know a while ago, Mike, we talked about motivation, and I talked about how so many people struggle with staying motivated. They'll go to a seminar or they'll read a book or a podcast, and feel really excited and motivated, and then it goes away. And that's because for motivation to continue, you have to invest in it every day, or it doesn't work.
Right.
Right.
I'm a exact case of that. I mean, I'll get pumped for a good day or two after having a great conversation with someone. I always feel energized after I have these meetings. And then
Me too.
Wednesday morning or Thursday morning comes around and I'm back to like, and if I'm not going to the gym every morning, then, I definitely feel a little, as well. So
Yeah.
these are definitely, important things to build into our repertoire, if you will, of our
Yeah.
morning rituals, if you will. Is one of the tools you talked about was just losing the top of my head, the meditation.
Yeah.
What other tools do you think people could do? We've got I always affirm, like I always say, take 5 minutes and just read my list of affirmations that I've shared with you, and try to get 30 minutes of exercise in, 10 minutes of meditation, which could easily be done while you're swimming or at the gym.
Mhm.
I would think so at the same time. It's not like you have to take 10 separate minutes to meditate. You could be doing that while you're doing your workout as well, I would think, right?
Yeah, the idea for meditation really is just to slow down the stories. The power is in the present moment, and that's what meditation should do, is actually get you really present. It would be astonishing if we all knew how often we are not present. We're telling stories from the past or anticipating stories for the future most of the time, and there's no power there because they're not real, right? It's not happening right now. And so being present is a practice, right? I've had to practice that a lot as a therapist, is how do I stay completely glued into the conversation I'm having and not let my mind go anywhere else? And it's exhausting sometimes, actually, because it does take that focus and energy, but I know how powerful that is. It's also really important when you're building a connection or a relationship with someone to make sure they know you're there with them in the moment and not somewhere else. So the meditation should do that. So you're right, Mike, anywhere can happen. I like to lay in bed quietly for mine, or even in my office, I will between clients sometimes, because it really does and it tunes us with our bodies. Again, it's astonishing how much we're not tuned into our bodies, but that's also really powerful. The exercise is huge. Like, I need to swim in the morning. My best ideal mornings are when I am at the gym at 6 a.m. and just swimming for 30 minutes. And I don't do this because I need to lose weight. I don't do it for any reason except that I know it makes me feel really good. And the more we believe, right, we're deserving of feeling really good, it's a very powerful energy. People always ask this, and I think it's thrown around a lot. Right? We hear this all the time. You need to love yourself. You need to love yourself. So I'll have clients that ask me, well, how do I even know if I love myself? But how do you know if you love somebody else? It's what you do for them. It's how you talk to them, right? Love is an action.
It is an action.
Right.
Actions always speak louder than words.
That's right. So just remembering to do that for yourself. That's how you know if you love yourself, is how do you treat yourself? Right. So I swim because the water for me I just love being in the water. I always have been a water girl. And it really helps with my anxiety. So I know if I'm doing that in the morning too, I just feel good. And I want to make sure I feel good, just like I care if everyone else in my life feels good. So It can be a lot of things. I mean, I also put eye patches on every morning, right? And drink my bone broth with collagen when I'm having a great morning. I feel like good. I'm taking care of my skin. I want to look like I'm young forever, as young as I can be.
Her skin's amazing. If you were to touch her hand, you would think she's never worked a day in her life.
Never.
I don't think she has, honestly.
Right. Right. So I think just making sure whatever feels like love for you, right? That's why we have the love language books, because it doesn't always feel the same for everybody, and that's okay. So whatever feels like, okay, this is how I know I can truly love myself. And the consistency just has to be like an 85% for this to honestly change everything.
Yeah, we're
Um,
gonna fall off the train every now and then, and you can't beat yourself up for doing that. You know,
Right.
just like we make mistakes as signing agents, we can't beat ourselves up from it. We just got to learn from it and get back on and progress from there. I fall off all the time.
Absolutely. Everybody does. I mean, kids get sick, we get sick, right? Just things happen. We go through breakups, we go through things that kind of, make it really hard to get out of bed in the morning. And that's, I always say humanness. I don't know if that's actually a word, but that's what I used to say all the time in my sessions, right? We have our humanness that's going to come up. And the more grace you can give yourself, right? We don't talk to ourselves the way we would talk to our best friends.
Right.
Right. We're harder on ourselves always. We think we shouldn't have these bad days, but we would never tell one of our best friends who's sick or going through a divorce, like, you need to get over it and you need to do all these things. We wouldn't say that. Right.
It's funny how we're so great about giving people advice, but we can't take our own advice.
Right. Even as a therapist, sometimes I struggle with that for sure.
Right.
Right. Therapists talk about that all the time, how we're really, really good at seeing other people clearly, but it gets a little blurry sometimes when we still have to see ourselves. That's why therapists go to therapy. Right. It's important.
I need to get on that train someday.
Yes.
I do. I'll tell you guys what, when I was at my most successful moment in the history of the world for my business, running my own signing service just for myself, not the nationwide part of it. I was working out every day. I was seeing a therapist once every other week for an hour. Just, it's not because I was crazy. It was because I just wanted to go and help someone help me sort out my feelings. And I have ADHD, so it's difficult for me to be able to focus on one thing at one time. And he gave me some tools that honestly, I couldn't tell you what they were right now because I haven't been 85% consistently doing the things that I used to do to get me to the level of success that I was doing. It was crazy. I think I made like $230,000 that year as a signing agent, just on my own production, because I was waking up every day at 5 o'clock, 5:30 and going to the gym for 30 minutes and reading my affirmations. And a body in motion tends to stay in motion, and talking to somebody on a regular basis and reaffirming to myself, and just my mindset was money.
Yeah.
And it translated into real dollars.
Right. Because that was what and also I think when we're in that place, Mike, like you're doing all those things to take care of yourself, we feel deserving of the success. We feel worthy, right? Feeling worthy is everything for human beings, for relationships to work, for money success, because money is an energy. Really, people are energy, love is energy. So we have to know we're worthy of that. And when we take care of ourselves, we just tend to, it just lines up. We're in alignment, as I say, and then everything flows.
Amen.
Right. Yeah.
We're at 9:20 right now, so I think people stopped listening to you maybe 5 minutes ago.
Probably. So that's okay. But if you have any questions at all,
anybody
all
that's
my
got any
contact
questions
info.
for Rachel right now, or maybe some words of wisdom or something you do that we haven't talked about that helps you stay motivated throughout the day and throughout the week and the months as we push along through this business. Anybody want to chime in really quick? Otherwise, we're going to say goodbye to Rachel.
Yeah. And if you guys think of anything, feel free to contact me. My email's therapywithrach@gmail.com. And you can also find me on Instagram at therapy.with.rach at Instagram. So those are the two best ways to contact me.
Awesome. And I'll tag her in our Facebook group as well, so you guys can reach out directly to her, or I'll be obviously keeping everyone up to date once she progresses with the Empower Hour subscription that she's going to give us the homie hookup for. So thanks for your time, Rachel.
Of course. Always happy to be here, Mike.
All right, guys.
Bye, guys.
So bye. We've got, let me see, I need to share my screen here. Here it is. And share. Let me see, am I sharing right now? Bear with me, gang. Trying to figure this thing out. It says, all right, I'm gonna stop sharing. And then I'm gonna try sharing it again. All right, there we go. So this is signaturesignings.com. You guys, if you're on here and you haven't signed up for your free account, I'd recommend going up to the top corner where it says notary login and go ahead and set up your free account there. And once you do log in, actually, I haven't logged in yet. Otherwise, you would see my little picture in the corner there. So let me go ahead and do that really quick. I'm going to show you guys one of the topics that we're going to go over today, which is this is going to be a little bit of a goal setting workshop. Obviously, you're trying to build a business. You don't know where you're going unless you design a roadmap for yourself. So it's always good to have goals. And I've learned that the bigger the goal, the better. Even if you fail, you probably got further along than you would have if you set yourself up for a small goal. So if you go to signaturesignings.com, if you have your computer with you, and you're not on your phone or whatever, you can just click on the third link down that says Simple Business Plan Worksheet. And it opens up a separate window here. And this is just a one-page simple business plan, like it says. And you can actually fill it out while you're on the website and then just print it up. And what I do is I actually have several different ones of these. Sometimes I create one just for the day. Sometimes I create one for the week. I've got one for the year that I'll usually do like January. I'll get together with one of my realtor buddies and we'll just have a little goal setting workshop for ourselves and try and compare our outcomes from the year before and what went right and what went wrong. And we try and hold each other accountable. I think that's important in everything we do, which is why we have this group, Signature Signings, because I think it's important that we try and motivate each other and keep each other accountable, just like having a workout partner or a partner in life or a business partner or anything else. So the outcomes, like I already have mine filled out here. I'm using it as a cheat sheet, but my outcome is $175,000 of income for the year. And to average around 20 signings a week. Now I'm just paraphrasing here. I have another outcome that's I only want to work from 8 to 5 p.m. every day and no weekends. And another one I've got is I want to refer, my goal is to refer 500 signings a week. But no, I'm sorry, per month. Yeah, I was going to say that's a lot, but and I still think 500 is a good number to reach for. Right now, I've never gotten the 500, but I've been very, very close. I've referred maybe about 480 signings to other signing agents in a single month before. Obviously, with the way the market's down right now, it's difficult to do that, but I'm still going to try to do that. And we're going to get to some disciplines that are going to help us get there here in a second. And these outcomes, these are my outcomes. All right. You guys are going to have your own outcomes. The reason I chose $175,000 worth of income is because, like I said earlier, I've done $230,000. And honestly, I don't ever want to do that again. I was busting my butt and it was just insanely crazy. Every day was just hustle, hustle, hustle. And I'm okay with making less money so I can actually have some time to love myself and enjoy the fruits of my labor. So I kind of figured that 175,000 was a good median income for my own personal signing business. But I want to try and refer 500 signings a week to you guys. through our signing service platform, which is extended out to you guys as well. If you have direct clients like I do, chances are they have signings that are outside of your local signing area. So if you can't do them and you get your clients to refer them through our signing service, consider Signature Signings your signing service, and we pay you $20 for every signing that's referred out through our signing service to everybody else within our network. So it's kind of a cool deal. You get all the benefits of being a nationwide signing service, but not any of the hassle, and you get paid for it. So I've been able to share that with all of you guys. Reach out to me directly if you want more information about that. And then let's see here. Yep, so those are pretty much my outcomes for the year. Some of the disciplines that it takes is, if I'm not busy, I'm going to text my EOs on a daily basis. If I'm, like I said, if I'm not busy, and I've got a few that are like really hardcore my clients, you know, I know them, I love them, we hang out outside of the title company. And so I text them like, hey, this is my availability today. I don't say what you got for me. I don't just demand anything. I just say, hey, this is my availability right now. So if you have anything that comes up, feel free to let me know. I tend to be very passive that way. Some people aren't that way, but to each their own. You know, you do you. Don't worry about what other people are doing. You just do what it makes you comfortable. So I'll text my EOs when I'm not busy. And one of the other disciplines that I have is I like to drop treats to 2 offices a week. So I'll say drop treats. It could be donuts. It could be, you know, honestly, I made banana bread this weekend and it turned out pretty good. And I took it into one of my title offices and they loved it. Last week, I'm a single guy, no kids, no wife. I don't cook for anybody else other than myself. I had this big pork roast and I cooked it up Sunday night. And I was like, oh my God, this is a lot of food. So I ended up just taking it into my title company and left it in the pressure cooker there. And I bought some of the Hawaiian rolls and a little bit of coleslaw. It was maybe a $30 investment, and it fed the whole office and everybody was raving about it. So little things like that, you know, just show your face, offer a little offering. Let's see. I try to meet with a realtor or a lender once a week. That could be for lunch. It could be for coffee. It could just be dropping into their office and saying hi and doing the same thing like you're doing with the title offices. Obviously, realtors and lenders don't have as much opportunity as the escrow officers do, but there's only so many title and escrow offices in the surrounding areas, and there's just tons and tons of realtors and lenders. It's like if you could drive around your neighborhood and look at the signs that are up in your area and write down those numbers and just send a text to the realtor or to the lender, whoever's got their sign up, and just say, hi, I'm a notary signing agent. Who's your preferred signing agent? I'd love to introduce myself and maybe take you out for a cup of coffee or buy you lunch, and just really make the connection that way. This business is all about relationships. And if you don't have those relationships, they're not just going to come jumping out to you. You got to go out there and make them. You got to be proactive in this business if you really want to truly succeed and build your business to the level that it requires to make 6 figures, which if I had to gauge it, I would say it was 3 to 5 quality escrow officers and a good handful or 2 of lenders and realtors, just so you can get a couple extra signings out of them each month. Let's see. I attend networking meetings at least 1 time a month. Okay. 1 month. I'm just, again, paraphrasing here. Networking meeting. What else do I do? I'll go to a realtor or lender's office for their weekly meeting. And that way I have a chance. Maybe I've already got a good connection with a lender or with a realtor. And I'll ask them, hey, do you guys have a weekly or monthly meeting that I could probably jump up in? And I'll sponsor, you know, donuts or coffee or something like that. And I'll get a 3-minute introduction to stand in front of everybody and tell them who I am, what I'm about. And so it's a great opportunity to build some relationships and get your face out there. It's important that you stay consistent with this stuff too, like Rachel was talking about earlier. Fine, you miss a meeting here and there, not a big deal, but consistency is key. Showing your face, making yourself present, making yourself known, and doing something that people are going to remember you by. They're not going to remember you by what you say or what you do, but how you make them feel. So make them feel good. Let them know that you're there for them. This is a service industry. Just like, if you're waiting a table, these realtors, these lenders, these escrow officers, they're like the people dining in your dining room if you were a server at a restaurant. And obviously you want to go above and beyond and do everything you can to make sure that they're leaving happy and make them want to come back and ask for you again. And that's really how I run my business, being from the service industry like that. So realtor lender meetings once a month. I'm just going to paraphrase again, realtor meeting once a month. And then I like to buy lunch for my escrow officers. Like I said, you don't actually have to buy lunch. There's been several times where, just like I used the pulled pork idea earlier, where I didn't have a lot of money and I just bought a deli tray from Safeway. It cost me like $50. I bought a loaf or two of bread and some mayonnaise and mustard and all that. And a lot of times they already have their refrigerators in their break room that has all that stuff. So even if you were to just cater, a meat tray with some bread and maybe a condiment tray, cost you $50 and you just bought the whole office lunch, and they're gonna be appreciative of that for you. You do that once a month for them, they're gonna be very happy. Improvements. So this can change all the time. 1 week, like my commission's coming up, so I may want to update this on a weekly or monthly basis and just keep everything up above the same, because those are my ultimate goals for the year. These are the disciplines it takes to get there. But improvements, maybe you have an email client management program that you want to get going and send out a weekly email and you haven't done it yet. Or maybe there's some title and escrow offices in your local area that you're not approved yet. And you want to reach out and get those applications filled out and get approved with these title companies so you can work direct with them. Mine, like I said, my commission is coming up. And so recently my project list was to do my background and my 3-hour training for California. Some states don't have that stuff. Unfortunately, we do. And do my live scan and all that great stuff. So that's the little worksheet. You guys can go on there. Once you fill it out, just print it from your computer. And when you go back to the website again, you can just hit it again and boom, it's blank. And you can, so like I said, you can print up different ones all the time. Let me see here. Do we have Robin in here yet? I don't see him in here yet. Guys, hang tight for just a second, because our mortgage lender, Robin, is going to give us a quick little report about the mortgage market, real estate market, and everything that's going on with that. So hang tight real quick. I'm going to go knock on his door. I'll be right back. All right, guys, sorry about that. So I just talked to Robin. He actually got double booked and he's in another meeting right now. So he's gonna probably put something together for us later on and I'll get it posted on our website. But since we're all here, if anybody has any questions or concerns or anything they'd like to talk about, now's your chance. Go ahead and unmute yourself and jump into the conversation. Anyone? Bueller? All right. Well, I appreciate you guys checking in. I'm going to get that information about Rachel if you don't already have it. I know I posted in some of the other group posts, but I've got that. Make sure if you haven't set up your free account for signaturescience.com, to do that. We have tons of resources on here. You can become a partner and share in those opportunities with everybody in our network. If you haven't done it already, you got to take our vetting quiz to become one of our partners or to become associated as a signer with Signature Signings, because we only want people that obviously know what they're doing. And that's why we give these free trainings here for you guys today, is so that we can try and make anybody that's not up to par better and to get on par for running a successful signing business, to the point where you can do exactly what I've done for us on my side, which is to create opportunity for myself and then to share all the extra opportunity that I can't do with you guys. And my direct clients, they've got signings all over the country and I hand them out. And we have a little leaders board that shows, who's sending signings out and how many they've sent out. It's taking a minute for that to load, but as of year to date, I've referred out 110 signings for the year. Not to par where I'd like it to be, but I know once the market turns around, things will get better. Heck, what was it in 2020? I personally referred 2,970 signings. Still not in par. That was about almost 250 signings a month. So pretty good. We generated over $440,000 in signing fees for our notaries. Imagine if there was 100 of us signing agents all across the country doing the same exact thing for each other. We wouldn't have to worry about generating more opportunity because we're sharing these opportunities with each other. So this is a great tool to have for you guys. It's like having your own signing service without any of the hassle of trying to pay out notaries and manage the clients and all that stuff. So if you are a direct signing agent, ask your clients if they'd be willing to share their out of area signing opportunities with our signing service. If you haven't experienced this yet, please get your vetting quiz in and get signed up. There's a one-time $25 fee that we charge to get your account set up, as well as to get you Fidelity approved under our signing service. And it also guarantees you the first person to get opportunities texted to you within a 25-mile radius of your location when we do have a signing in your area. So it's pretty exciting. Good stuff. Guys, if you don't have any more questions, I don't want to take up any more of your time, but thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you guys, and I'm really looking forward to sharing what I've been able to create for myself with all of you in hopes that we can create an amazing network of super.
I have a question.
Yes, please. Go ahead. Hello. Somebody had a question. I'm not sure who it was though.
Yes, Melissa Dominguez.
Hi, Melissa. Welcome.
Thank you. I went to the your signature signings, and then I can't remember my password, so I asked for the password reset. Do
Okay.
you know if it's going to come up? I guess
It should do it on its own. If you go to the notary login page, hold on, let me take a look here. I think
yeah,
I'm still sharing my page here. Let me get this thing out of my
weird
way.
because it tells me that it's not safe, first of all, to go there, but I went. But then it comes up with its own password. Am I supposed to copy that and then change it later?
Yes, yes.
Oh,
So
okay. I wasn't
you'll
sure.
just do the forgot password. It'll give you a temporary one, and then once you've logged in with the temporary password, you can go ahead and reset that, and then
Great.
get logged in and start using the resources that we've created here for yourselves.
All right. Thank you so much. I was afraid to do that because I wasn't sure, but thank you.
No,
Thank you.
it's very safe. I promise you that. I don't know why it's saying that, but I will talk to my web developer about that. I'll take a look at. I'll try it on my own self and see what happens there. But yeah, it shouldn't be a problem at all. But yeah, here's all the information on the side. We got a vetting quiz and talks about the membership. We have our meetings, our different events that come up. If you're in the Sacramento area or you're interested in flying out to the Sacramento area, reach out to me direct. I'm going to be doing some training classes that pretty much go from A to Z, everything we talked about today and everything else in between, explaining loan documents, buyer, seller, refinance, how to fill out a 503 and a 1031 and blah, blah, or 10, blah, 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 you know what I mean, 1003, T506, all those things that you maybe not have ever heard of if you haven't been in the industry for a while. But anyways, you guys, thank you so much for your time. And thank you for your question, Melissa. You guys have a great day and I look forward to reaching out to you and talking to you soon. Bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
You're welcome.